Hi Mountainside, my name is Dave Hangen. We're here to do another board update. I got here Kevin Dunn, another board member, and Stacy Falk, one of the elders with us. We just wanted to give a little recap on the AGM that we had this past Sunday for those who weren't there, who didn't get a chance to hear all the questions and conversation and some of the things that we went through. So just to start off with, we had 19 new people join membership at the church, which is totally awesome. That's about a 20% increase in membership. Which is just really cool to see people taking that step forward and committing more to Mountainside and the church, which is really good to see. We welcomed a new board member, Margaret Crothers, to a 3-year term, and we elected 3 other board members to continue their terms on, so that's good to see as well. Another really exciting thing that happened as a follow-up to the AGM in 2018, a lot of people were talking about the youth in the church and all these children we have, lots of kids, right, that are growing up and are going to need more ministering as they become youth. And so we've approved the role of a youth director that will be starting on June 1st. We actually have someone who we had in mind before we voted on that as part of the budget. So Ty Hanlon, if you haven't seen already, is going to be starting with us June 1st and coming to Mountainside. So we're pretty stoked on that.
Now when it comes to the budget, in order to get the youth pastor in, of course we had to approve our budget. And so we did that, and when we had the vote for the budget, we actually spent a fair bit of time discussing what it means for us to approve the budget. And one of the big things that it means is that we don't just say, yeah, it's a good idea, let's go ahead and spend this money. But as a membership, it means we're actually going to get on board and we're going to contribute. And we found that there's a number of people in our church who aren't even entirely familiar with how the finances work at Mountainside. And it's important for everybody to know that 100% of the funds we use to run the church come from the congregants, the people who attend our church. We don't get really any funds outside of a very, very small amount for the Sparwood grant from anywhere outside of our church, which means that when people are giving regularly to our church, that's putting the resources into our church for us to go out and do some incredible ministries. And we've seen a lot of great things happening in our ministries, and that's one of the reasons why we're going through the expansion project. But even now, we're looking at our budget numbers, we're seeing the numbers from the first couple of months this year, what things are looking like even for March, and realizing that we're going to need to get more funds very, very quickly coming in just to keep things going the way that they are right now. And so that's covering off all of our staff salaries and so on. But it's important not to get caught up on the idea that what we're doing is putting money into operational costs and people's salaries and photocopy paper and all those sorts of things that don't really feel like they matter very much. What we're doing is we're contributing to the work that's happening in God's kingdom, and we're seeing life change. And so when we're giving to the work of God's kingdom, not specifically just to the operation of a church.
So one of the things we talked about quite extensively at the AGM was the budget and giving sacrificially. And we feel it's so important that people are giving to the church, not just, as Kevin said, to keep the lights on and paper and the photocopier, but to be able to run these programs that we've got and bring people in. We feel it's very important that we give sacrificially. Christ sacrificed everything for us, and this is a way for us to give back to Christ what He's given to us and how He's blessed us. And it's not, the number isn't so important as it is the willingness to part with the money that Christ, so it doesn't have the power over us, but we have the power over our money, and we're willingly giving it back to God to further His kingdom.
So thanks for tuning in. We're going to continue to do these, and you should expect to see something again from us soon. Thanks a lot.